Hey, what's up, and welcome to another edition of the Take One Spoilercast. And this time I'm going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing with the TV show The Gifted, which I'm going to be following every episode every week and try and put them out at a reasonable time. Uh, but yeah, so I'm going to be doing it with The Walking Dead, this new season 8, and this is me talking about episode 1 entitled Mercy, and this is the premiere of episode 8. And so let me put those to the side, those is killing me. And so I'm about to just give you my thoughts. I did have a thing to where I'm trying to find out a formula how I was going to do this, and I was going to do it to where I like say a synopsis and stuff like that, but it just kind of like dawned on me. If you're listening to this now, this is me saying this and this is making my point, but then also this is a warning. This is a Take One spoiler cast. Spoiler field. I ain't gonna say review, but spoiler field thoughts on this episode of the Take One. Of the Walking Dead, episode 1 of the season 8. And so if you have seen this, then continue listening. If you haven't seen this, then go watch the episode and come back. Or if you just don't care about spoilers, continue listening. I thank you for it. But in any case, what I was saying is that you guys, if you're listening to this, more than likely you've seen it. So really, there's no need for me to say any type of synopsis because you've already seen it. So in any case, I'm gonna just give you my thoughts on this. Not too many. I'm not trying to talk too much, but so basically the episode starts off with Rick talking and just giving his prep talk to everybody and stuff like that. This episode really was kind of like a slow burn. I can get how a lot of people may end up being like thrown off from it because I know I've heard of it. I've heard like a lot of people say how like The Walking Dead really is the Talking Dead because really all there is to this movie or to this series is just talking. It'd be episodes where you probably might see 1 or 2 walkers, and really they kind of play the background. It's called The Walking Dead, but yet really the real threat is kind of just the people that's there in the world. And just having to survive this, not even just with the zombies, but just survive. You don't have the things that you have now, and just whatever. But so yeah, we get into this where Rick is talking to his people and all this stuff. And I keep about to say movie. This episode was just more of a setup for what's to come. And you can see it because, like, as he's talking, you see different scenes of people getting ready, or just the different characters there setting this thing up and they're setting that thing up, and all of them are just getting ready. So something is about to go down. Like they're getting ready for something, and so it's like, okay, what do they have in store? Which is the question. But you can basically tell just from the pep talk and what they're doing, that they're getting ready for war, that they're getting ready to take on Negan, that they're strategizing how they're going to do certain things and this and that. And it's like, okay, at first you don't see the plan, but once you get to the end, you find out what the plan is or whatnot. And then you see certain things where they're taking out posts and stuff like that, going like the different places where Negan have his setups and stuff, and they taking out people from there. And it's more of methodical. Like this episode, like I said, is more of a setup. It's more of a slow burn. It has some type of action towards kind of like the middle end to the end, but it's more of a slow burn. And it gets really intense towards the end, which I'm gonna get into a little bit. And then you see from there that Morgan has completely abandoned what he just believed, because if you followed him from just the beginning, like the first episode of The Walking Dead when Rick first meets him, to when Rick meets up with him again later on in a few seasons later. And then basically his mind frame and where he's at. And then we find out why he's in that mindset and why he won't kill and why he won't do this. It's like you see just the progression. And so last season he had to kill somebody. So now he realizes that, you know, he can't just constantly follow what he's been following. This is a whole different world. This is a completely different world. This isn't the world that you knew before. This is a world where really you have to make your own law. You know, you are just there by yourself. You're there to defend by yourself. You may have a colony of people, but you know, it's no governments around the world and all this stuff. People might have their own little colonies, their little, you know, neighborhood or town or whatever you may have. Little community is the word I'm looking for. Might have their little community, but in a sense, it's not the word that we know. And in this type of world, you have to kill, you know, whether it's zombies or just people that come up against you. Like, not everybody has good in them. Not everybody. And you can just kind of see that, like, just with, just the desperate lengths that people go to, you know, that certain people just won't, you know, aren't going to be good people. And then certain people are just like Negan. Certain people are just assholes, just dicks. You know, they're just all about themselves. And if it doesn't benefit them, it doesn't work for them. It's useless. So get rid of it. A person like Negan, you can't sit there and basically, you know, when you have the chance to kill him, to not kill him. You know, that's a person. And it's just other characters, you know. Certain characters you can't let survive because we've already seen what happened, you know, when you do that. So you see that Morgan has just completely abandoned like what he believed that he has to kill. He understands that he has to kill. And just from the way he looked when he was sitting on the bridge and you saw like the blood on his staff, that, you know, he doesn't want to do this. In a sense, like if it was up to him, he wouldn't go to war. It would be peaceful and all this stuff. But he knows in his heart and his mind that he has to do it. You know, that they can't just continue to live under the, you know, reign of Negan and just constantly just be, you know, just demanded and taken control of. And, you know, just, you know, you can't live like that. Under fear. You can't live like that. So he understands it. And I just want to see where his character goes further with this. I already gotten that. I'm looking at my notes right now. And the scene where Carl was at the gas station, they showed it, I say like last week before, you know, the episode premiere. And just showing like a little scene just to get you hyped for it. I thought it was going to be more to that scene. I mean, it kind of is. Once you get to the end, where he leaves the food for the guy and all that stuff. I mean, it did get some significance. It shows that, you know, even through this harsh world, that people still have good hearts, you know. So, I mean, and the question arises, like, we don't know whether he is a genuine just traveler or if he is I ain't gonna say sleeper agent, but if he is somebody that's working for Negan, you know. So that is still untitled, but I thought untitled. That's still a question unanswered, but I thought it was going to be more. Like I said, I thought it was going to be more to that scene. I thought it was going to be more crazy, but Rick comes in and saves the day, and it just kind of like was weird because it's like it's kind of convenient because from the way Rick was talking and what he said, it made it seem like he wasn't with him. Like of course, like. Carl was like by himself, and then all of a sudden Rick come out of nowhere just shooting. Like, where the hell you come from? You know, so I don't know. Maybe, I mean, because he said that you could kind of guess and put it together like, oh, well, like he found out where he was and blah blah. But still, it was just kind of like really coincidental that he just ended up showing up at that particular spot where Carl was. And you could tell Carl was kind of upset, you know, he scared the guy off. So Carl, even though through all the stuff that he's been through, he still has hope. He still has that hint of humanity, and more than likely is because of his father and just the people that he's around. But he still has that in him. And then what else in my notes? And just getting to the end. You have them rolling up at Negan's compound, his factory or whatever, and it shows everything that's been adding up, everything that they've been setting up, and what they've been setting up. And basically, what it was is just getting the zombies to come and take over. Now, this whole scene, I kind of was scratching my head about, because it has certain things to it that I'm just like, what? It just didn't make sense. Okay, so you pull up at somebody else's crib. This dick of a guy who only cares about himself, don't have a problem with killing anybody. He comes in, kills 2 of your people. More than that, but we talking about the infamous end scene, or infamous last scene of episode 6. I mean, not episode 6, season 6. The last episode of season 6, where he bashes the brains in of 2 of basically your group. And what do? You roll up and basically talk to him. You got your guns ready and all that stuff. You roll up to his compound and you got your guns out and you're ready to talk to him. I'm sorry, I got to drink something. My throat, my mouth was getting dry. But yeah, you talk to him. It's like, why wouldn't you have somebody literally with a sniper gun? This is one thing that I don't get. And this kind of, I guess you could say, falls into the category of what I've said before on movie reviews and even Take One podcast, as always, about my frustration with writers writing their characters to do, whether it's a main character or a side character, they write them in to do something stupid to further the plot. And I seriously hate that. So in this one scene, you have all your people, well, not all of them, but you have a good amount of people with you with guns, and you got shields on the cars so you can get cover. Negan comes out literally free. Comes out with his guys, and he's just standing out in the open. Why wouldn't you have somebody from a high place? Now, more than likely, they have a sniper gun. But why wouldn't you have somebody? But and this just going off the assumption that they do have a sniper. But it's like, why wouldn't you have somebody sitting at a high place when Negan comes out? He's out in the open talking all this and that. How somebody just shoot him in the head? Why? Like, why sit there and talk with him? I don't understand that. And I guess this was kind of like a play, just to kind of like a warning shot. But it's just, well, no pun intended. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Like, I didn't like this. It was kind of goofy, I keep hitting the mic. But it was like, why wouldn't you have that set up? It just, why would you talk? It just, I don't know. I just didn't get that. Why did they do that? Why did they have that choice? But I guess it's to further the plot of the show, or further Negan's life until they want to end it. And it better be damn well. Shit, it better be damn well. Shit, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? It better be satisfying. There we go. It better be satisfying when we finally get to that. And then the preacher, he was stupid. Why would you risk your life for a guy who is siding with Negan? He's siding with Negan. Now, we've already established. I've already established. Oh, I say we. We've already established the fact that Morgan was in a place to where he basically had to throw away his morals and everything that he believed in to serve something bigger than himself, which is the people that's around him. And the preacher, I get, like, he's very religious. I get that. But literally, a guy who works with Negan and has no problem with killing people or having Negan kill people if they're not obeying, what he says. And he goes out and risks his life for him. Now, I mean, I guess you could say it was commendable, but what does he do? He gets up in the car and leaves. Like, you stupid motherfucker. Like, you a stupid. Why would you get out the car? You have the right of way. Like, you literally just go. I'd have left him. I mean, Maggie is gonna take over anyway. But yet he gets out his car and waits, and then has dude just get up, basically run to the car and steals it from him and leaves him. It's like, you're so stupid. Why? You already know what type of world this is. You already know what type of situation this is, and you're gonna risk somebody who is backing Negan, or just have Negan backing him. It just, yeah, it was, that was like not a good decision. And so we get to the part where we find out. Hold on, let me find out my notes. I think that's, yeah. Okay, so we get to the part at the end where Negan is in the trailer where the preacher runs into to get away from the zombie herd, or as my son would call them, a mob. Yeah, and what do you know? He finds himself in the same exact trailer as Negan, who says the infamous line that we seen, no pun intended, in the trailer of this for Comic-Con, that you got on your shitting pants. And then he looks like, what? And just, I don't know, like, to me, it's just throwing off his reaction. It's like, why would you react like that? Like, you hear Negan's voice, man, I'm about to lift up my gun. Like, what the fuck? I'm not about to be like, what you say? I'm about to, what? And like, and that was another thing. It's like, Negan is coming at him calm. Now, I'm just guessing. It's just Negan in there. So, and it's like he doesn't sneak up on him like he should have. That's how the scene should have went. Like, Negan should have snuck up on him, like, disarmed him and basically took him down, and then maybe said that, or killed him right then and there. But he didn't. He comes up behind him, slowly at that. Don't even quick attack, but just tell them to go and get on his shitting pants, because he about to do a whole bunch of shit and blah, blah, blah. But the odd thing is, like, the preacher, as soon as he hears Negan's voice, he knows Negan's voice. Negan has a specific, he has a distinct type of voice that if you hear him, it's, you can't like confuse him with somebody else. But he hears Negan's voice, and what does he do? He asks him, what did he mean by what he said? I'm like, what the fuck? Why won't you turn around with your gun and pop him full of lead? You have him in the same trailer. I just don't get it. Like, this episode is good. It was decent. But just the poor decision makings they have with writing this. You put your characters in positions or in situations to where it can go one way, but you have it go another way, which doesn't make any sense. And so, we end off this episode with them basically with Rick. I think it's the same pep talk. I think it is from the beginning. I think he just finishes it off. It starts at the beginning and then it ends at the end, of course. I believe it's the same pep talk. And so I guess this is matter of fact, now that I remember, Maggie had said that this is stage 1. So this was something methodical that they thought of, that them coming to the compound and sending all the zombies there and all that stuff, that was just phase 1. And so now they're commencing into phase 2, which was another thing that I didn't get, was why is it just me, or did Negan's compound seem empty? They let all the zombies in there and they were shooting at it, but yet it didn't seem like no one was shooting back. Is it just me? And Negan has a big army. Why wouldn't like get more people there to shoot back and defend it? I don't think it was anybody there. I think he cleared out the compound and it was just maybe Negan and like maybe a handful of people. That was it. That was there. So they basically migrated to somewhere else. I think that's what it is because it seemed too empty. It seemed like they got into there so easy and that it was just empty. I think Negan is smart. You gotta give it to him. Like Negan is smart. I mean, Rick and them, they're smart too. But Negan, he is smart. I don't think he had still his people up in there. I think he was dependent. I think he was expecting Rick and his crew to show up. So he moved his people and all that stuff. More than likely we're gonna find out this Sunday. But I think that's what it is. I really do. I think that's what it is. Because it's something seemed off. There was no fighting back of Rick's people, or at Rick's people, and it seemed kind of off. So I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll find out this Sunday. But yeah, that's all I really have to speak on. I thought this was gonna be a short one. I thought it was gonna be like about 12 something minutes, but I ended up having a lot to talk about. So and that ends this Take One spoiler cast of the premiere of season 8 of The Walking Dead. First episode, Mercy. I dropped my phone on the floor. And I hope you guys like this, man. I think this went well. This went well. I got my thoughts off. That's really all I had to say about it. I enjoyed the episode, despite the problems that I had that I just told you guys. I like the episode. I can see how a lot of people may not like it, but I mean, it's the first episode. I mean, it had my heart pumping at the end, like what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? But I mean, just I'm aboard. I want to see where this season takes us, and I'm optimistic that this will probably be a good season. And yeah, so that's it. Give us a thumbs up. Hope you guys like this. I know you did. This went well. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. This will be going up every week. More than likely, it's going to be going up the Monday after Walking Dead premieres. I may put it up that same night. I'm not entirely sure. I have a lot going on Sundays, so if not Sunday night or Monday morning, sometime in the month, sometime Monday evening, this may end up going up. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.